am at the World Series of Poker. I just parked my car and I'm ready to play some poker. Yes, I'm all tingly. It's the World Series of Poker, and it's 8-handed, and they give us a ridiculous amount of chips. This must be heaven. Things started off great with over a zillion big blinds effective. Under the gun opened 3x with ace-queen suited. I only got 7 callers though. Flop was 4 ace-queen rainbow. I let out for 1,500, got 4 callers. Turn was a 9, I bet 3,500. Just 1 caller this time. And finally the river was a big old brick. I bet another 7,000 and got an insta-call from the villain who rolled over ace-9. Ace-9, no good, sir. Unfortunately, from then on, things did not go so great. The first thing I did was punt off half my stack, overplaying jacks. Good times. After that, it was just a matter of hanging on by a thread, much like this beef jerky that did not come out of the vending machine until I put another $3 into it. Yes, it was that kind of day. A long day, and eventually I just busted and then went straight to bed. So you may notice I'm not at the Rio, I'm here at the Orleans. I played yesterday at the Rio for the $800 800 event, and I played pretty good for the first half of the day. Second half of the day, not so great. We'll get into that. But here I am, it's a fresh new day, fresh new start. Decided to try my hand at the Orleans rather than the Rio. First of all, it's 150 bucks as opposed to 250 bucks. And I just want to take it easy today and not put so much pressure on myself. Also, it's good to get a change of scenery even after one day. That's it, so we'll see how it goes. Played at the Orleans for about 5.5 hours, and in the end I got the same thing that I've gotten there for the last 10 years. Then it was back to the Rio for an evening deep stack, and that went about the same. Okay, so I'm here in my room at the fabulous Rio, which is looking kind of crummy these days. Just got busted from the Orleans, and overall happy with how I played. The table was really soft again. Accumulated, stole in some good spots to steal. Definitely 3-bet 3 or 4 times successfully to get through and take all the chips, which was great. I had good blinds on my left to steal from. Just, you know how it goes. It's a long tournament. Probably was going to end at 2 or 3 in the morning, so I really wanted to chip up. I don't need to sit there for another 3 or 4 hours and then not come anywhere near the money. So tomorrow's a big day. I've got a $600 noon event or 11 a.m. event. Deep Stack Championship, whatever that means. And then the day after that's Colossus. And if I haven't cashed by then, I'm going home. But that's all right. I'm gonna stay upbeat and positive because I've been playing well. Definitely, I made one big mistake yesterday and recovered from it and chipped right back up, and then just, you know, got very unlucky yesterday. So today I managed to bust out on the tournament in a hand where I flopped 17 ounce. So you do the math. It's open-ended straight flush draw, and my overs were good. So just brick on the turn and river after all the money went in. So that's that. Anyway, I will keep you in the loop. Well, it's another day. Another round of the poker. I'm going to be playing the $600, what do you call it? Deep Stack Championship, I guess. I'm bringing 2 bullets. It's a single re-entry. So far, the last 2 days I've played decently, played well. Just have not gotten lucky when I needed to, gotten massively unlucky a couple times. But I love it. I love being here at the World Series of Poker. I'm gonna shoot some more footage today, hopefully get some more B-roll for you guys. Make a little video that may or may not have me cashing. We shall see. Okay, with about 50 big blinds effective, I look down at Jack 8 of hearts from the cutoff. The hijack opens to my right, 3x. I flat call and the flop comes 10 deuce of clubs with the queen of hearts. Hijack c-bets 1,000, I call. The turn is a queen of spades. We both check. My plan is to bluff the river if he checks. The river's an 8 of spades. He does check.
And I chicken out and check back with showdown value. My 8 is good. Drag about 3,000. A little bit later, with about 40 big blinds effective, I opened from early position 3x with ace-jack off. The cutoff, the button, and both blinds call. Good times. The flop is ace 10-6. I c-bet a third of the pot, and just the small blind calls, which is great. The turn is 9 of diamonds. We both check. Small blind leads into me on the river, which is a 9 of spades for 6,000. Yeah, I pay him off, and he shows ace 10. From middle position with 35 big blinds effective, I opened a 2.5x with king 8 of hearts. The button and the blinds call again. They like to do that. Flop is jack of diamonds, 8 of spades, 3 of diamonds. I c-bet about a third of the pot. Button and the big blind call. The turn is a queen of hearts. It checks all around. And finally the river is the queen of spades. The big blind checks and I bet a third of the pot, and it's good enough to get them both to fold. Yay. 21 big blinds effective. I look down from the cutoff with aces. I love pocket aces. I opened a 2.5x, and the big blind, who's been running extremely well, comes along. The flop is 3 of hearts and 2 8s. He checks. I c-bet about a third of the pot. He calls, setting up what looks to be a good spot for a turn jam. The turn is a beautimous ace.
Feel that, buddy? Huh? Huh? Huh?
He checks, and I'm a little scared of scaring him off, but he has been very sticky, and I figure he's going to call me with a lot of different pairs. So, nothing for it. I stick it all in, and he insta-calls and shows me quad 8s. So, that's the end of that.
Okay, just busted out of the $600 deep stack championship. I had another bullet ready. I don't think I'm going to fire it, only because I'll probably end up down in the middle of the casino somewhere, the ass end of the casino. I'm not really interested in playing in that. Yeah, brutal bad beat. No bad beat stories allowed, but aces full that I had lost to quads. So on the one hand, I'm really tilted and mad about it because it just seems really brutal and ridiculous. On the other hand, I didn't do anything wrong, so you know, I guess if you're gonna get busted, that's how you get busted, just by getting all your money in when you've got a hand that's a monster. And the other guy had quads, so what can you do? Not the first time that's happened to me, probably won't be the last time. That's the game. Right now I'm gonna rest, regroup, and then we'll see what's on the menu for this afternoon. Could be $200 deep stack at 4. If they're running it, because this is a big event. This is over 4,000 players. And if not, I might look elsewhere. So here's my version of the drone shot. Actually, this is just shot from my window. That's the fabulous Orleans Casino. Good morning, it's day 4 for me. It's the big one today, the Colossus. I don't know how big it's gonna be, starting on a Wednesday and a Thursday. Dialing back my expectations a little bit. My stated intention is to bag and tag. My main goal is to make the first break and go from there. I am still excited, still glad to be here. Results notwithstanding. I played Pot Limit Omaha tournament last night at Orleans, and it was a lot of fun. I finished about 20 from the money. So I played like a good 4 hours, and with a couple hundred runners. And it was exciting. It was a good time. I knew I was dead money. I really don't know what I'm doing in that game, even more than I don't know what I'm doing in this game. So that's all right. Excited to be playing today. Gonna go in with a positive attitude and just enjoy the day. It's poker.
With over 150 big blinds effective, I've got 3 limpers to my right, so I pop it with ace 10 of diamonds to 2,300. Only the big blind defends. The flop is king of hearts, 3 of diamonds, queen of hearts. Villain checks. I bet a third of the pot, and he calls. The turn is a 7 of diamonds, perfect card for another barrel. So I fire, this time quite a bit larger at half the pot, and the villain calls. The river is the king of spades. So I have nothing. I have ace high. So I'm going to have to bet when the villain checks. I do indeed bomb it. 10,000. Villain tanks and thinks, and finally folds. Whew, had to empty the clip, but it's nice when it gets through. And so the hours go by, I grind up a little and grind down a little, and then proceed to bluff off a third of my chips in a hand very similar. I get called by top pair, crummy kicker. Well, that was fun. And I go up and down, and I'm around 28 big blinds when this happens.
Oh, shit.
You got a heart, brother.
Do I have a heart?
You have a heart draw.
I don't have one now, though. No. Have a good one.
Excellent playing with you.
All right, well, it's 1:30 in the morning. A little bit tired, just finished day 1A of the Colossus. I am in the money. I'll have 23 big blinds coming back tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Friday. Tomorrow's actually Thursday. Day 1B is tomorrow. So tomorrow, for me, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play something. Meantime, Friday, day 2, Colossus, have that to look forward to. Had a great day. Played really well. Got handed a gift in a 3-way all-in. I had aces, the other guy had kings, and the third guy had queens, and he shoved 4-bet, shoved all in. That's why all the chips got in. I'd say yes, I got lucky, but also I'd been very active. I'd been 3-betting, I'd been showing hands like 7-4 offsuit, that sort of thing. That's what got me paid from that guy who was a pretty tight player. So, played very well today, ran pretty good. Got unlucky a few times and lost bigger pots, but then would just grind it back. That's what we do. So, you know, the reason you accumulate chips in tournaments is that you have to be able to withstand those bad beats. Last couple of hours as the bubble approached, it got tough for me because most of the players at my table had busted. They got replaced with other guys who were better and also much deeper. And once you got guys who are good and they have a lot of chips, there's not much room for me. I did get, involved a few times. I got paid off on an ace-high flush. I had a few good experiences. I lost a few small pots, but just kind of grinded down a bit. 235,000 to finish the night, which will be 23 big blinds, because it'll be 5 and 10 when we get back on Friday. So 23 bigs is plenty to double up. I'd love to get past the min cash. The min cash is not very much, but there it is. I'm just really happy I cashed on this trip, because it would have sucked if I hadn't. You probably wouldn't be seeing this video if I hadn't. Good morning, it's Friday, day 2 of the Colossus. I'm so excited to be playing day 2, to be in the money. The min cash is not a lot, 700 bucks, but I know there's lots of micro stacks out there, a lot of nubs. Plan is to sit tight for a while and of course get it in with premiums, but otherwise just climb that ladder. I'd like to get up to 4 figures. Shouldn't take a whole heck of a long time. I know there's people who are just micro stacked. I was looking this morning at my table draw and all the other players. There's lots of tiny stacks, several at my table. So that's the plan. Just fold to money. It's easy. Anybody can do it. You should do it. Just a little update in the Colossus, day 2. Tripled up to 662,000 in chips, thanks primarily to my skill and my expertise. Just kidding, it was total luck. 3-way all in. I had a big pocket pair, not the biggest, but it was the biggest one that was shown at Showdown, and it held up. So tripled up, gonna try to climb that ladder. The pay jumps are tiny, they're far apart, but there's hundreds and hundreds of people busting out. Pro tip when you're at the World Series, don't come out of these doors right after a big break, because then you smoke about 3 packs of cigarettes in about 30 seconds. All right, back after the break. Second break. Interesting hand. Let's see if I can remember it quickly. I opened with ace-jack in middle position, 1 caller directly to my left, older, nicer gentleman. Flop is 10 ace-3. I c-bet about half the pot. probably larger than I needed to. He flat calls. The turn is the 8. I barrel the turn, and he for a good half pot, so now it's a bigger bet, and he flats that also, and the river rolls off a 10. Finally I give up and just check it, and he checks back, and he had ace-8 and was counterfeited on the river, so I get a nice healthy 300k stack. So we are sitting at over $1 million in chips after the second break. Alright, it's the dinner break. Got 17 big blinds, and I feel pretty good. I would love to make a couple more pay jumps. The problem is the pay jumps are small, they're also really spread out. So I can't be afraid about 3-bet shoving. I have to look for spots, not for cards, and just do my best. It's been a great run today. Actually outplayed some people for once, which was nice, and really haven't made any major mistakes yet. But potentially this could go late into the night, and if it does, I'll be in really good shape. But we shall see. Poker is gonna poker. All right, well, we had 13,000 players. I finished 316th. Of course, when you bust out of a tournament, it is always disappointing. It's never not disappointing, but I'm proud of myself. I played well. Final hand, active player in early position, open for the 3rd hand in a row. I'm sitting on about 15 big blinds. Look down at ace-jack suited, and the cutoff, it's good enough, it's going in. Big blind wakes up with aces. To his credit, the opening razor tanked a while and then folded jacks face up. So I was in dire shape, and we have video. Red. All right. And so that's it. I am out. A little sad, a little disappointed, but pretty much unstuck for all the poker that I played this week. So there's that. The trip is not paid for, but the poker is paid for. So it is what it is, baby. 1900 and change is what I get. Not going to pay out now because there's a shit ton of people there. I'll be going later and get my monies. Okay, here I am in my room. Just watched Daniel Negreanu bust out of the 10K Raz from the final table. Check it out, and you be the judge. Classy.
Split it. Best hand. Mark that down. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know. I like Daniel to an extent, but then I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know the man, so I love his vlogs, and you know, he is great for the game. Anyway, just now hitting me how grateful I am to have gotten to participate in 3 bracelet events this week. I went through 13,000 players, so that's no small feat. Of course, the payout jumps are so small and so far apart. I was just downstairs, it's 11 o'clock at night. I think I busted around 8. 11 o'clock at night, and they're still not even at 3,000. So I think I did right to try to give myself a chance to go even deeper. I think just to sit there and fold, I may have made a $500 pay jump in about an hour. And to me, oh, well, 500 bucks is 500 bucks. You know, I'm not made of that kind of money, but on the other hand, it's not life-changing money. It's not money to call anybody up over. It's not enough money to have people come out and see me. So I think I did right. I know my play was right. I've thought about the hand a lot, and I think that's just the way it was. And to get through 13,000 players, to have that opportunity has just been tremendous. And I'm happy, at least poker-wise, to be unstuck. Still had to pay for the trip, but that's okay. Well worth it. The Rio is cheap because the Rio is shitty. But it turns out this may not be the last year at the Rio. We shall see whether it is or whether it's not. This was a great experience, and the WSOP themselves, they do a fantastic job. So I feel like I'm forgetting something, so I may pop in after the credits, which are very brief. Look forward to doing this again next year, and hopefully some of you will join me that I know next time. Let's play the tag team event. Jeez, I had one guy on the hook and he bailed on me. It's all right. I would love to see some of you next time. And speaking of next time, that's when I'm going to talk to you next. This is Chris in Vegas, WSOP 2019. Peace.